Why are so many technology companies in the world racing for the humanoid robot war? Humans are still living well, and the world has developed for decades without the need for humanoid robots. Humans can do everything with our intelligence and available hands. The proof is that many great works technological products and world-shaking inventions are all created by humans. No machine can replace, so aren't humanoid robots redundant inventions? Why try to create things that look like humans when they can't be as smart and skillful as humans? Companies are really wasting time and money on these toys. Yeah, that's how most people view humanoid robots. We used to think the same way, back when AI was still basic and kind of a vague concept. But looking at where we are now, it honestly feels like decades have passed in just a few short years. The growth of AI has been insanely fast and widespread. It's literally taking over the world. So what happens when we put all that advanced intelligence into a robot body? That's exactly how Elon Musk, Tesla, and a bunch of other tech companies are thinking. It's why the world's leading electric car company is now shifting its focus to building humanoid robots. Say what you want about Elon Musk, love him or hate him, but you can't deny the guy's brain. He's the richest person on the planet for a reason, and he's definitely not dumb enough to invest in some useless robot. The Tesla bot, Optimus, isn't like the other humanoid robots out there. And Optimus Gen 3, it's on a whole new level. So, how exactly is Elon Musk planning to change the world with Tesla bot? What can this robot actually do? Let's find out.
In 2026, it's really the kind of thing where you could tell it to do kind of a wide range of tasks.
From the very beginning, Elon Musk made it clear that Tesla's goal in creating Optimus was to never let the Terminator or iRobot scenario happen to Optimus, and that they would never harm humans. Elon Musk really made that commitment. On the contrary, Elon Musk asserted that Tesla bot was built with the purpose of being able to perform daily tasks that humans do not want to do, such as boring, repetitive, or dangerous tasks. Tesla's long-term goal is for this robot to assist humans in physical tasks, helping to reduce the burden of human work and increase productivity in industries, from manufacturing to services. To assist humans, it clearly needs to meet at least 3 factors: smart, dexterous, and affordable. We mean significantly lower in price than the company's electric cars. Yeah, and it just so happens that Optimus can meet all 3.
So I think that's a key advantage that we have. And then we also are good at designing things for manufacturing.
Elon Musk said that in order for Optimus to truly be considered a humanoid robot instead of a pile of metal, Tesla had to make it as human-like as possible. Of course, it wasn't designed to have full human senses like Amika, Sophia. The truth is that we were quite scared and worried about how kids would scream and panic if they brought such a robot home. Yeah, Tesla wouldn't do that. To make Optimus human-like, Tesla focused on the specifications, size, body proportions, and gave the robot many behaviors and reflexes as if it were a human. So how did Tesla do it? Let's start with the dimension. Optimus stands about 5 feet 10 inches tall or 1.78 meters, which is roughly the average height of an adult male in the US. Now, you might think, wow, it must be super heavy at that height. But the truth is, it only weighs about 130 pounds, or 59 kilograms. Tesla worked hard to keep the weight down, partly so the robot could move faster, and partly to reduce energy consumption, which helps it run longer on a single charge. The entire robot is covered in a high-performance polymer shell, basically a tough plastic that's heat-resistant and wear-resistant. The color scheme is simple black and white. On its head, there's a light strip that wraps around, which signals its status: white when it's working, orange-red when it needs to recharge. To be honest, there's not a whole lot to say about Optimus's design, and that's intentional. Tesla kept it simple for one main reason: ease of manufacturing. Other companies have tried to make flashy, complex humanoid robots, but when it came time to mass produce them, they hit a wall. The production costs skyrocketed, the robots didn't perform well, and the projects got scrapped. That's part of why so many people believe humanoid robots are just fancy prototypes locked away in labs. They've barely made it into the real world.
We have the resources to do that. It applies quite well. And then you also have to have the brain. You need a power efficient inference computer which we've got for the car, and we'll be using an Optimus.
Back to Optimus. Like we all know, Tesla's usually recognized as a world-leading pioneer in EVs. But when it comes to building robots, that's a whole different story. They've never made robots before. Sure, they've got a lot of experience with AI through their cars. And yeah, some of that tech can carry over. But let's be real, that alone is never enough. For Tesla to pull off building not just any humanoid robot, but the most advanced and promising one out there, they're going to have to take a totally different route from what their competitors are doing. Elon Musk is famously a wild visionary. Some might say crazy, with dreams way beyond what most people can even imagine. But let's face it, everything he's done so far has left the world in awe. He made EVs cool, created reusable rockets, implanted chips in the brains of disabled individuals to help restore function, and even launched Grok to compete with ChatGPT. And now, with Optimus, Musk claims that all 8 billion people on Earth are going to want one. Tesla's goal eventually price it at just $20,000.
Because I think everyone of the 8 billion people of Earth, I think everyone's going to want their Optimus buddy. And there's going to be maybe 2.
Let's put the price aside for now, because let's be honest, the Tesla bot hasn't officially launched yet. It might end up costing a bit more than promised, but we're willing to bet it'll still be way cheaper than most humanoid robots out there today. Since it's not on the market yet, what really matters right now is how it stands out from the crowd. We mean, how does a company known for making EVs approach building a humanoid robot? In our opinion, that question is way more important. Yeah, Elon Musk is once again doing the exact opposite of what his competitors are doing. While other companies are all about making their robots smarter, faster, or capable of doing flips and fancy moves, Tesla is focusing on something Musk says is the most important part: Optimus's hands.
So much the intelligence of humans goes into what we do with our hands.
Yeah.
Like the manipulation of the world, manipulation of objects in the world.
So far, it's not the brain but actually the hands of the Tesla bot that stand out the most, and they really showcase the peak of Tesla's engineering. In fact, the hands are probably the most valuable part of the Tesla bot, creating a serious gap between it and the competition. Now, we're not saying the Optimus has just a fancy pair of hands instead of a smart brain. It has both. For the first time ever, a robot hand has achieved 22 degrees of freedom, just 5 less than a human hand. And if TeslaBot's brain really does get to human-level intelligence one day and combines with this advanced hand design, it could potentially perform 80 out of the 100 tasks a human can do. That's huge. No wonder Elon Musk posted on X saying this hand could thread a needle, play the piano, and do things way beyond what we ever thought a robot could pull off.
If you want to have a humanoid robot that can do things that a human can do, it's a very high bar. So our new arm has 22 degrees of freedom instead of 11.
Yeah.
The hand might be close to half of all the engineering in Optimus. From an electromechanical standpoint, the hand is probably roughly half of the engineering. So you could say, pick up a cup, pick up a shirt, fold the shirt. These things will generalize, I think, quite quickly. Our next generation has 22 degrees of freedom. It will be able to play the piano. So it's really like, wow.
When talking about the Tesla bot, Elon Musk admitted that Optimus's hand took up almost half of the engineering effort of the Tesla engineering team. It was much more complex than originally thought. Why? In order for the hand to function and move naturally, it had to incorporate a lot of actuators. However, the challenge was to balance this complexity. If you add too many actuators, the hand would become too large, look bulky, and not achieve the desired level of flexibility or strength. So the Tesla team had to move these actuators to the forearm.
We tried putting the actuators in the hand itself, but then you sort of end up having these like
Giant hands?
Yeah, giant hands that look weird.
But that's not all. Have you ever wondered why human fingers are different lengths? The fact that fingers are different lengths is no coincidence. If all fingers were the same length, dexterity would be greatly reduced. Differences in length allow for fine control and provide an advantage in tasks that require high precision. For example, the little finger, although small, plays a vital role in dexterity. Losing it would severely reduce the ability to perform delicate tasks. So Optimus's hand is one of the rare robotic hands to have 5 fingers of different lengths, just like a human hand. This unique design allows it to perform a variety of precision tasks, such as holding eggs, carrying a tray of batteries, or serving drinks, all of which require an extraordinary level of precision from the hands.
And your dexterity is actually better if your fingers are of different length. Like there's a reason we've got a little finger. Like why not have a little finger that's bigger?
Yeah.
Because it allows you to do fine.
Elon Musk has hinted more than once that Optimus, Tesla's humanoid robot, could soon become your household helper. He said,
You can imagine like your own personal robot buddy that is a great friend, but also takes care of your house. We'll clean your house, we'll mow the lawn, we'll walk the dog, we'll teach your kids, we'll babysit, and we'll also enable the production of goods and services.
Okay, sounds futuristic, right? But picture this. You get home after a long day. Dinner's already on the table, the house is spotless, the lawn's freshly mowed, laundry's folded, and your kid's doing math homework with Optimus Tutor. At that point, you'd probably think, okay, this thing just paid for itself. Of course, someone's always going to ask the real questions like, wait a sec, how's Optimus doing all that? Isn't it kind of gross if it just cleaned the toilet and then goes straight into the kitchen to prep my salad with the same hands? And yeah, that would be nasty. But relax, that's not how it works. We're talking about one of the smartest robots in the world, and Elon literally called it a real brain. What does it mean? That means Optimus may enough smart to knows when its hands are dirty. It's aware of what it just did, and smart enough to think, probably shouldn't touch until its hand wash up. Now, if you're wondering, but won't it short circuit or freak out after washing its hands? Good question. We do the same thought, but nope. When it comes to Tesla, people often think of the innovations and almost supernatural water resistance of their products. A typical example is the Cybertruck constantly transforming into a boat, gliding on the water as if nothing happened. With that technological foundation, creating a waterproof robotic hand is almost a small matter for Tesla. But the story doesn't stop there. In our opinion, the real challenge is how to make the Optimus hand not only survive in water, but also feel water. Unlike your average electronics, Optimus is designed with real-world messes in mind. And when you think about it, would anyone seriously buy a robot to help around the house if it couldn't handle a little water? The 11 degrees of freedom version of Optimus's hand looks more like exposed machinery than wires, joints, and all, so that might make us skeptical. But the newer version? It has 22 degrees of freedom in the hand, better protection, and a much sleeker design. You can even see Optimus's new hand in a tennis ball catching video from late last year. So yeah, washing its hands? That's the least of what it can do. Creating a humanoid robot that can perform most human tasks is an incredibly ambitious goal, one that very few are even bold enough to promise. Optimus's arm, which previously had 11 degrees of freedom, has now doubled to 22, thanks to actuators cleverly placed in the forearm. That's a major breakthrough, and it's been recognized by some of the top engineers in the world. Each actuator and sensor has been designed from scratch, based on fundamental physics principles, while also mimicking the biological structure of the human hand. Whether it's on the factory floor, in a warehouse, the service industry, or even in our daily lives, the main goal of Optimus is to simplify things and free humans from repetitive, time-consuming work. What makes Optimus so valuable is its ability to handle a wide range of tasks during a 10-hour workday with fast charging. To put it in perspective, the average American worker earns around $35,000 a year, not including training, benefits, or paid time off. Meanwhile, an Optimus robot, priced at about $20,000, can do the work of 2 to 3 employees, doesn't need breaks, and can save businesses at least $15,000 in just the first year. In retail, Optimus could handle things like stocking shelves, cleaning, or assisting at checkout. In hospitality, it could work as a server in restaurants or hotels. And with its tireless work ethic, Optimus can maintain top-level service all day, every day, saving businesses tens of thousands of dollars annually on labor costs. Millions of people are probably already getting ready to pre-order the Optimus robot when Tesla officially opens sales, which could happen as early as Q2 next year. On the flip side, we weren't too surprised when Elon Musk confirmed that Tesla employees will be the first to get access to Optimus. And honestly, we get it. This is classic Tesla strategy. It's exactly what they did with their electric vehicles. The first batches always go to internal staff, celebrities, or people who can bring more value than just making a purchase. Celebrities create massive media buzz, and employees provide real-world feedback that helps Tesla fine-tune the product and iron out any issues before ramping up production. Now, we're not saying the Tesla bot is the best humanoid robot in the world. Every robot has its own strengths, and it really depends on what you need it for. But if we're talking about a robot that can help with everyday household tasks and actually be mass-produced at scale, Tesla bot is clearly one of the top contenders. With its smart design, adaptive learning, and the backing of one of the world's leading tech companies, Tesla bot is paving the way for a future where humanoid robots aren't just stuck in labs anymore. They could actually become part of our daily lives, changing the way we live and work. Sure, it might replace some jobs, but it'll also create new ones. That's how we see it. What do you think about Tesla and the Optimus robot? Do you believe it'll be as useful in the real world as Elon Musk says? And are you in favor of humanoid robots? Drop a comment below. Ever since Semi was unveiled back in 2017, Tesla has never actually revealed the exact price of the Semi truck. And now, 8 years later, we're still pretty much in the dark about how much it really costs to own one. Sure, there have been leaked numbers floating around $150,000, $180,000, even $250,000. But Elon Musk has never officially confirmed any of them. That's raised some eyebrows, leading many to believe the Semi doesn't have a fixed price at all. Tesla might just be adjusting the cost whenever they feel like it, and only the customers who've actually bought a Tesla Semi know what's really going on. Recently, there have been accusations that Tesla has quietly raised the price of the Semi and delayed its production, design, and delivery timelines. This stirred up quite a bit of heated debate, with many arguing that if these claims are true, there's no way the Tesla Semi will revolutionize the trucking industry. How can it when it's insanely expensive and barely available on the market? Tesla has responded to the rumors, but the question still stands, are these accusations real or incorrect? And after 8 years of delays, is the Tesla Semi really worth the hype? Let's find out. We're not going to deny it. Tesla Semi has definitely been delayed for years. In fact, when you really look at the timeline, it's probably the most delayed project Elon Musk has ever launched. Take the Cybertruck, for example. It's known for being one of Tesla's most unique and challenging products to manufacture, especially since the entire body is made from stainless steel, a material that's notoriously hard to work with before it even hits the production line. And yet, from the time it was first introduced in November 2019, it took Tesla about 4 years to get it into customers' hands, with deliveries starting in November 2023. Now compare that to the Tesla Semi. It was first revealed on November 16, 2017. Tesla originally planned to begin production in 2019, but after several delays, the official first deliveries didn't happen until December 1, 2022, when about 30 trucks were handed over to PepsiCo. That's a 5-year gap between reveal and first delivery, and while everyone expected large-scale production to kick off in 2023, that clearly didn't happen. The project seems to have stalled again. As of now, the Nevada factory is reportedly only producing about 3 trucks per week. But before we get into the reasons why the semi-truck is facing all these delays, let's talk about the recent allegations first. The buzz started with Electrek, a site that covers news, reviews, and analysis about electric vehicles, clean energy, and related products. Last week, Electrek published an article titled, "Tesla Semi Suffers More Delays and Dramatic Price Increase," and it sparked a wave of negative discussions online. The claims came from Ryder, a major transportation and logistics company and one of Tesla's earliest Semi customers. According to Ryder, not only are there more delays, but the price of the Semi has reportedly gone up significantly from what was originally expected. Specifically, Ryder was awarded a grant from California's Mobile Source Air Pollution Reduction Review Committee, MSRC, for a project involving the deployment of Tesla semi-trucks and megachargers at 2 of their facilities in California. But from what we understand, Ryder referred to this as a cost-sharing commitment, meaning they weren't fully funded to cover the cost of purchasing the Tesla semis or installing the megacharger stations at their sites. Essentially, it looks like MSRC would cover the cost of setting up the charging infrastructure, while Ryder committed to spending $7.5 million of their own money to purchase the trucks. So, what exactly are these delays and financial changes that Tesla's customers like Ryder are pointing to? From what we've found, Ryder initially planned to roll out 42 Tesla semi-trucks with a $7.5 million budget. The rest of the funding was supposed to go toward installing megachargers, the special chargers made specifically for the Tesla Semi. But due to changes in pricing, Ryder ended up cutting that number down to just 18 big rigs. That suggests the price of the Tesla Semi has nearly doubled compared to what was originally leaked. As we mentioned earlier, when Tesla first delivered a small batch of semis in 2022, most reports pointed to a price of around $150,000 for the 300-mile range version and $180,000 for the 500-mile version. Tesla also took pre-orders for a Founders Series Semi, priced at $200,000. To put that in perspective, traditional diesel-powered heavy-duty trucks in the U.S. usually cost anywhere from $150,000 to $220,000. The Tesla Semi was expected to be a game-changer, not just because of its purchase price, but also because of how much cheaper electricity is compared to diesel. That combo of a reasonable upfront cost and lower operating expenses thanks to cheaper fuel makes the Tesla Semi a potentially revolutionary option for cutting both overall trucking costs and emissions. Clearly, even at $200,000, the Semi is still a bargain when you factor in the long-term savings it offers. However, Tesla didn't update the pricing when they launched the production version of the truck last year. Footage from Zangler showed several brand-new Tesla Semis spotted at the Nevada factory, possibly the production model. Previously, the units delivered to PepsiCo were mainly for testing and data collection. That said, Ryder is now pointing to a significant price increase for the Tesla Semi. So, what's the actual cost of one of these electric rigs today? If Tesla can mass-produce a Class 8 truck that can haul freight comparable to a diesel-powered truck for over 500 miles on a single charge and do it at a reasonable price, they've got a revolutionary product on their hands. But right now, that reasonable price is a big question mark. According to Ryder's original estimates, the $7.5 million budget was supposed to cover 42 Tesla semi-trucks, working out to about $180,000 per truck. But with only 18 trucks now in the mix, that number jumped significantly to around $415,000 per Tesla Semi. As longtime Tesla watchers, we can't say we're too surprised. Tesla has built a bit of a reputation for missing targets, especially when it comes to pricing and timelines. Elon Musk's ambitious promises often don't quite match up with reality. Just look at the Cybertruck. Its price has gone up by 43% to over 50%, with the base model rising from $39,900 to $60,990. So we wouldn't be shocked if the 500-mile range Tesla Semi ends up costing between $350,000 and $400,000. That's still an impressive truck, no doubt, but not quite the revolutionary, game-changing product that could completely disrupt the trucking industry. For that to happen, the price needs to be closer to $250,000, or under $300,000. That could be possible with higher production volume, but it'll be a tough road if Tesla doesn't finish building its Giga Semi factory soon. The original project also included building 2 integrated energy hubs and 4 Tesla megacharger stations spread across 2 locations. Ryder now plans to install 3 megacharger stalls per site for a total of 6, which would support the initial 18 semi-trucks and potentially more down the line. Interestingly, the updated project details reveal another twist. Tesla is now requiring 600 kilowatt chargers instead of the originally planned 750 kilowatt versions. This could hint at challenges in setting up dedicated charging infrastructure for the Semi. On top of all that, the MSRC has made it clear they won't be providing Ryder with any additional funding, even if the price of the semi-trucks continues to climb. But the story doesn't end with cost. Ryder also pointed to delays on Tesla's end as a major roadblock. The company had secured funding to roll out the Tesla semis and charging stations at 2 sites in California. But because of Tesla's slow delivery timeline, especially delays in product design, manufacturing, and economic shifts tied to the Semi, the project hasn't been able to stay on schedule. Therefore, Ryder has officially sent a letter to the MSRC requesting a 28-month extension to allow more time to fulfill the goals of the grant-backed project. The company reaffirmed its commitment to deploy 18 Tesla semi-trucks by June 20, 2026. The plan still includes the original $7.5 million in private investment, and Ryder says infrastructure work will continue as scheduled in the third quarter of this year. So how did Tesla respond to all these claims? Typically, Tesla, along with Elon Musk and the company's executives, tends to stay silent when it comes to negative headlines or rumors about their products. But this time, Dan Priestley, manager of the Tesla Semi program, broke that silence. In a post on X, he stated, "No change to schedule, and multiple incorrect conclusions. The future is bright, electric, and cost-effective." What exactly does that mean? Priestley's comment pushes back on the rumors, making it clear that Tesla has not changed its production or delivery timeline for the Semi. He also hinted that there are several false claims being circulated, likely referring to the speculation around rising prices and delayed rollouts. The fact that a high-level Tesla official spoke out suggests the company is trying to quickly shut down misinformation that could harm public confidence or investor sentiment around the Semi program. That said, we believe it would be far more helpful if Dan Priestley clarified what exactly was inaccurate in the reporting, or explained why Ryder is raising concerns about delays and pricing. A bit more transparency would likely reassure more people watching the situation unfold. Despite Ryder's complaints ranging from delivery delays to concerns about rising costs, it's worth noting they are still moving forward with the plan. Their continued commitment to the $7.5 million investment shows they still believe in the long-term value of the Tesla Semi. Even with short-term hurdles, it's clear that Ryder views the Semi as a strategic asset, especially as the trucking industry shifts toward clean energy and lower operating costs. Backing up the belief that the Tesla Semi is something special, feedback from PepsiCo drivers, one of the first companies to adopt the truck, has been overwhelmingly positive. According to these drivers, they wouldn't want to go back to driving any other truck. They say the Tesla Semi feels completely different from any other Class 8 truck on the market, offering a near-perfect driving experience, if not the best they've ever had. And the specs speak for themselves. The Tesla Semi can go up to 500 miles, around 800 kilometers, on a single charge, a number unheard of in any electric truck currently available. It can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 20 seconds, even while fully loaded. It can even maintain that speed uphill, something diesel trucks struggle with or simply can't do. Even more impressive is its energy efficiency. The Semi uses only about 1.7 kilowatt hours per mile, delivering industry-leading performance at a remarkably low operating cost. But these aren't just impressive numbers on a spec sheet. PepsiCo's drivers have confirmed that these figures are almost unbelievable in real-world use. Companies like DHL, Saia, and Walmart have also reported that the Semi is living up to the hype in terms of performance. Even if the price really has climbed to $400,000, up from the originally estimated $200,000 to $250,000, we still believe the Tesla Semi is a smart, fast return investment. With electric charging costs about half that of diesel fuel, businesses could save up to $150,000 in just the first 3 years of operation. On top of that, maintenance costs for the Tesla Semi are estimated to be 40 to 60% lower than those of a traditional diesel truck. Diesel trucks can cost up to $30,000 per year to maintain, while the Semi's costs fall somewhere between $8,000 and $15,000 annually. With no internal combustion engine, no oil changes, no fuel filters, the Tesla Semi eliminates many of the typical mechanical headaches. One of the Semi's biggest draws is its full self-driving system, technology that no other commercial truck currently offers. Full self-driving doesn't replace the driver, but it offers support during long hauls, helping drivers stay alert, rest when needed, and reduce the risk of fatigue, one of the leading causes of crashes on long-distance routes. And with the ongoing shortage of truck drivers in the U.S. and across other developed nations, full self-driving offers a revolutionary solution. It doesn't eliminate the need for human drivers, but it significantly eases the workload, which could make the job more appealing to a younger generation considering their career options. When it comes to uphill climbs, the Semi behaves unlike any other truck. Its regenerative braking system not only helps conserve energy, but also protects the brakes from overheating, which is one of the biggest safety risks when descending with a heavy load. Tesla has also put the Semi through rigorous cold weather testing, including in harsh conditions like Alaska, where lithium-ion batteries often struggle. Tesla didn't just optimize the heating systems for the cabin and battery, they also fine-tuned the traction control system, allowing the Semi to stay stable even on slick, icy roads. Starting a heavy truck on snow and ice, that's a nightmare for most rigs, but not for the Semi. It handles it with ease. Tesla's ambitions for the Semi are anything but small. While there are currently only about 300 Tesla Semis on the road, that number is expected to grow dramatically once the Giga Semi factory is up and running. According to Elon Musk, construction at the Nevada-based Giga Semi is around 68% complete, and mass production could begin as early as next year, with a target of 50,000 trucks per year. Now, can Tesla actually hit that number? Time will tell. But here's the thing. Once the factory is fully operational, production could scale rapidly. Building 50,000 semis a year may sound wild, but it's absolutely possible, especially if the plant runs 24/7. That would mean a new Tesla Semi rolling off the line every 10 minutes. And here's another major advantage. Tesla is also producing the 900 kilowatt-hour battery packs in-house at the same facility. That eliminates dependence on outside suppliers and helps streamline production, cutting down both costs and delays. If successful, this will be the first time in history that electric semi-trucks are mass-produced like passenger cars. A massive milestone not just for Tesla, but for the future of transportation. Heavy-duty trucks make up only about 5% of all vehicles in the U.S., but they burn through over 25% of total fuel and produce a massive share of CO2 emissions. Transitioning to electric trucks like the Tesla Semi could make a huge impact in cutting those emissions. In Europe, new climate targets aim to reduce emissions from new trucks by 45% by 2030 and 90% by 2040. In the U.S., many states have already pledged to phase out diesel trucks entirely by 2050. That means the Tesla Semi isn't just a commercial product, it's a symbol of a cleaner, greener future. Yes, the Semi has faced some pushback recently, accusations of price hikes and production delays, but it's important to look at the big picture. Prices on nearly every product change over time, and keep in mind, the Semi was first unveiled 8 years ago. An increase in price isn't all that surprising given the evolution of the tech and rising production costs. Back in 2017, the projected price of $180,000 might have been realistic at the time. But by today's standards, it's low, maybe too low to be profitable. If the new price really is in the $350,000 to $400,000 range, that's still competitive for a cutting-edge electric truck with the performance and long-term savings the Semi promises. As Elon Musk once put it, the Tesla Semi is a money-making machine in the long run. Even with project delays, riders' continued investment commitment and PepsiCo drivers' glowing reviews show that the Tesla Semi still has strong commercial appeal. This could also be a valuable lesson for Tesla, to focus more on meeting delivery timelines, speeding up the completion of the Giga Semi factory, and doubling down on core, high-impact products. And if we're being honest, maybe it's time for Elon Musk to spend a little less time on politics and Dogecoin, and a little more time putting customers first. Tesla thrives when it focuses on meaningful innovation, and that's where its true value lies. The Tesla Semi isn't just a product, it's a strategic step forward toward a cleaner, more efficient, and safer transportation industry. Sure, there are growing pains. It's no small feat to revolutionize an industry as slow-moving and traditional as trucking. But if Tesla can finish Giga Semi and reach full-scale production, the Semi could very well become the defining symbol of the clean transportation era. Do you know one of the biggest differences between EVs and ICE cars? For a moment, we thought that upgrading or improving a gas-powered car was simply about adding better tech, features, or design. But EVs are a whole different story. You're not just upgrading the car, you also have to upgrade the battery, and that changes everything. That's why EV batteries are constantly being researched to find better, more affordable solutions. Tesla, for example, took 3 years from announcement to production of their 4680 battery, considered the most advanced EV battery technology in the world so far. But Tesla's top rival isn't sitting still. BYD is set to launch a new EV this June, featuring a groundbreaking battery that can fully charge in just 5 minutes. Even more impressively, BYD claims this battery will redefine EV safety standards. It's passed extreme stress tests like being crushed, bent, baked at 300 degrees Celsius, and overcharged by 260%. And in none of those cases did it catch fire or explode. Oh my God, so what kind of battery is this? And how will it stack up against Tesla's 4680? Tesla has never been in second place when it comes to electric vehicles, but clearly, over the past year, BYD has pulled ahead in terms of sales. In 2024, BYD reported $107 billion in revenue, and they sold 4.27 million vehicles, including both fully electric and hybrid models. In comparison, Tesla generated $97.7 billion in revenue, with 1.79 million vehicles sold in the same year. Yeah, BYD is outperforming Tesla in several key areas, and it's something we have to acknowledge. In our opinion, BYD's next-gen Blade battery could very well spark a new wave of excitement when it gets rolled out in the company's upcoming EV launch this June. You might have already heard of BYD's Blade battery, even Tesla has used it in some Model Y Europe versions. The Blade battery is essentially a specially designed lithium iron phosphate battery built for EVs. It's known for its high safety standards, stable performance, and long lifespan. First launched in 2020, it's now installed in most BYD models and has been thoroughly tested in real-world conditions. The name Blade battery is pretty straightforward. The battery cells are shaped like blades, hence the name. It uses a cell-to-pack design with no traditional modules, meaning the cells are integrated directly into the battery pack. This significantly increases space utilization, reduces weight and thickness, and makes the battery lighter, slimmer, and longer lasting, all while freeing up more cabin space for passengers. On top of all that, it delivers solid safety and excellent thermal management performance. However, it can be said that the old version of the BYD Blade battery did not really have anything outstanding to impress, even somewhat bland when the energy density only reached 140 watt-hours per kilogram, with a charging time of up to 20 to 30 minutes. So today, we want to talk about the latest generation of the Blade battery. The latest version of the Blade battery has really reached a new level to make us believe that charging an electric car battery as fast as we fill up gasoline is possible. Of course, it has been tested on electric cars instead of simply doing research in the laboratory. Initial tests show that BYD's battery can provide up to 30% higher energy efficiency than existing models, which means the car can travel further and consume significantly less electricity. The energy density of the second-generation Blade battery is expected to reach 190 watt-hours per kilogram, higher than the 140 watt-hours per kilogram of the old model, according to the report. Here's the thing, this isn't just your typical battery upgrade. BYD's engineers have completely re-engineered the chemistry and design of the battery to enable faster charging, longer range, greater durability, all while keeping costs as low as possible. And the most surprising part, this new battery will first be used in two of BYD's upcoming models, priced at just $37,260 and $38,600. Yeah, you heard that right. These EVs will be cheaper than Tesla's Model 3, which is currently Tesla's most affordable car. At first, we assumed this kind of breakthrough technology would be incredibly expensive, something BYD would reserve for high-end luxury models or ultra-premium SUVs costing over $100,000. That would have made sense. But at this price point, we were honestly shocked. The first vehicles with super-fast charging technology will be the Han L sedan and Tang L SUV. These two new models will have up to 1,086 horsepower. While this isn't particularly remarkable in the high-performance car world, at a price of $37,000 for a luxury vehicle, whether SUV or sedan, it's pretty insane. BYD's founder Wang Chuanfu stated that the second-generation Blade battery has a smaller battery pack, lighter weight, and lower energy consumption per 100 kilometers with the same battery usage time. This means the second-generation Blade battery not only improves energy density, but also optimizes volume, weight, and energy consumption of the battery pack. To make it easier to understand, BYD mentioned that their latest battery has been tested in vehicles, showing results where it can charge fast enough to add 470 kilometers or 292 miles of range in just 5 minutes. BYD even stated that the top models will be able to handle 1 megawatt, 10C, or 1,000 kilowatts of power, allowing the company to completely eliminate users' concerns about battery charging. With speeds reaching up to 1 megawatt, this means the new cars will charge at lightning speed, truly living up to the hype. The 10C rating means it can fully charge in 1/10 of an hour or 6 minutes. Every second adds about 2 kilometers of range. You may not know that to charge a battery in 5 minutes, the charger needs to provide extremely high voltage and a massive current at the same time. However, high currents, in particular, pose a problem for the battery as they tend to generate heat, which can be damaging. BYD has stated that they have worked on reducing the internal resistance of the new battery, allowing for the highest charging speeds for any type of production vehicle. To handle the high voltage, BYD also had to develop a new generation of silicon carbide power chips. So why does BYD claim that the Blade battery will redefine the safety standards for EVs? In terms of safety, as we mentioned earlier and as you've seen from the tests with BYD's Blade battery, it has passed extreme tests such as crushing, bending, and piercing, yet it still doesn't catch fire, with surface temperatures only reaching between 30 degrees Celsius and 60 degrees Celsius. As we know, compared to traditional cylindrical battery cells, the Blade battery uses a stacking process. The current density of the stacked structure is more uniform. The internal heat dissipation performance is better, and it is more suitable for high-power discharge. Therefore, the Blade battery has better cycle characteristics, safety features, and energy density. On the other hand, data shows that the self-ignition temperature of NMC is 200 degrees Celsius, meaning that when this temperature is reached, the 3 components of the battery material begin to melt and ignite, leading to an explosion. The self-ignition temperature of the new Blade battery is 500 to 800 degrees Celsius. The Blade battery is also safer due to its use of a high-temperature ceramic coating, which provides excellent heat resistance and insulation performance in key components to enhance safety. Currently, lithium iron phosphate or NMC batteries for cars in China have a cycle life of about 3,000 cycles in laboratory tests. In real-world use, they can last at least 2,000 cycles. With its large-size stacking technology and comprehensive high-temperature ceramic battery technology, the new Blade battery's cycle life exceeds 5,000 cycles, and the degradation after more than 5,000 cycles is less than 20%. Therefore, the Blade battery will have a cycle life 3 times longer than NMC batteries, which typically last between 500,000 and 1 million kilometers. Now make a comparison between BYD Blade battery versus Tesla 4680 battery. When comparing energy density, the Tesla 4680 battery clearly stands out. With the ability to reach 300 watt-hours per kilogram, the Tesla 4680 provides significantly superior energy density compared to the Blade battery, which is limited to 190 watt-hours per kilogram. This means Tesla can store more energy in the same amount of battery mass, allowing the vehicle to travel farther without increasing weight. Particularly with the Cybertruck, which is already heavy due to its stainless steel body, the 4680 battery not only helps increase the driving range, but also reduces the overall weight, optimizing the vehicle's performance without compromising too much on technology. This shows that the Tesla 4680 has a clear advantage in terms of energy density, providing greater efficiency and range. However, BYD Blade battery excels in safety and cycle life, making it ideal for applications where longevity and resilience under harsh conditions are key priorities. The Tesla 4680 stands out for its energy storage capacity and performance optimization, while the Blade battery shines with its durability and high safety standards. Both have their strengths depending on the needs of the vehicle and the market. However, when it comes to charging time, the 4680 battery still cannot keep up with the Blade battery. Based on current information, charging a Cybertruck with the 4680 battery from 10% to 80% takes around 30 to 35 minutes, depending on the charging power. While this is not an excessively long time, it still seems to fall short compared to the impressive performance of the Blade battery, which can be charged in just 5 minutes. In terms of safety, we believe that both battery types offer high levels of safety for users. Although the Tesla 4680 battery has not undergone as many real-world tests as the Blade battery, its tabless design and integrated temperature control technology promise better performance in harsh usage environments. This is evident from the many Cybertruck accidents over the past year, with no recorded incidents of the 4680 battery catching fire or exploding. Additionally, there is the factor of cost and production, but from our perspective, these two types of batteries offer different benefits and suitability. Simply put, The 4680 battery may help electric vehicles achieve longer ranges, but it takes more time to charge fully. On the other hand, the Blade battery may have a shorter range, but it charges incredibly fast. For many years, Tesla has set the standard for electric vehicles, attracting the market with its sleek designs and groundbreaking technology. However, it is clear that the market landscape has changed, and now even a giant like Tesla can be vulnerable if a competitor releases a product that excels in every aspect. Many people believe that the Model Y is Tesla's only true success, as it is a well-rounded SUV in every way, and it's no coincidence that it has consistently been the best-selling vehicle in the world. Yeah, it has been very successful in the eyes of consumers, but that doesn't mean it will continue to sell well forever, even after being refreshed. Simply put, the battery technology inside the Model Y is still not the 4680. It's still using the traditional LFP battery pack. While it has many advantages and was once revolutionary, it now faces the risk of becoming outdated as competitors continuously improve battery technology and integrate it into their electric vehicles. The BYD Han L is a sedan, about the same size as the Tesla Model S, measuring around 5,050 millimeters in length with a wheelbase of about 3 meters, quite spacious inside. But what's remarkable is that it uses a 1,000-volt EV platform, currently the highest in the world. With the integration of BYD's new Blade battery, the standard version has an 83.2 kilowatt-hour lithium iron phosphate battery, offering a range of 701 kilometers based on China light truck cycle standards, or about 580 kilometers according to World Harmonized Light Vehicle Test Procedure standards. Most importantly, 10. C fast charging, as BYD confirms, can add 400 kilometers of range in just 5 minutes, almost on par with a gasoline-powered car. The Tang L SUV is the SUV version of the Han L. It has 7 seats, 2 in the front, 3 in the middle, and 2 in the back, with the same length as the Han L but offering more space thanks to its SUV design. Right now, this is the fastest charging electric vehicle you can buy in the world. And the fact is, it comes at a price that reflects its luxury, as evident just by looking at the interior. It's really beautiful. BYD has done an excellent job with the interior, surpassing many previous models. We was shocked by this. Shocked because it's so good. But maybe we shouldn't be surprised. BYD has clearly worked very hard to develop this new platform. We think we will see many more BYD models using this platform. More importantly, we think we will see many models using BYD's new version of the Blade battery. There are 2 new versions of the Blade, one for ultra-fast charging like the model today, and another with extremely high energy density for long-range driving. The model today uses the ultra-fast charging version. Some future models will use the long-range Blade battery, and BYD claims that the higher energy density version is expected to allow pure electric vehicles to exceed 1,000 kilometers of range and deliver the highest LFP performance. Imagine stopping at a charging station and fully charging your vehicle in just a few minutes instead of several hours, while enjoying a driving range that surpasses even today's electric vehicle models. This is not science fiction. It's the next step in electric vehicle technology. However, everything comes with challenges during the initial stages. According to analysts, the most obvious initial challenge of the new generation Blade battery is cost. We all know that almost any new electric technology increases vehicle production costs at the outset, although the fast charging speed might make these vehicles more attractive to those who are worried about range. Another major issue will be energy costs. Faster charging will cost more because it requires more electricity. This demands expensive connections to the grid, meaning that the fastest chargers will come with a higher price tag. Moreover, it is still unclear how such fast charging might affect the battery, which will degrade over time. In current technology, frequent fast charging tends to reduce the overall range of the vehicle. Will this battery technology become widely adopted soon? No, or at least not anytime soon. Premium automakers will struggle to catch up with BYD. But in the mass market, most of the focus is on reducing battery costs rather than aiming for the most advanced types. Many drivers, especially those with home chargers, rarely need to charge at public stations, except for occasional long road trips. Otherwise, they can charge overnight when energy prices are lowest. When hearing real-world reports about this battery technology, we wonder, Why would you buy a gasoline car when you could own a vehicle that can go 300 miles in just 5 minutes? With charging speeds like this, you could fully charge in 5 minutes. While there may not be a 1,000 kilowatt charger near your home yet, we guarantee they are coming soon, as reports confirm that 450 kilowatt chargers are already being deployed in Australia, and even 1,000 kilowatt charging is in the works. Industry experts have started questioning whether Tesla's current 4680 battery architecture can withstand the wave of new designs from BYD. The 4680 has been a key part of Tesla's success, but if it's only used for the Cybertruck, Model Y could soon become less relevant as BYD ramps up production of its groundbreaking Blade battery, and the competitive balance may shift significantly. Tesla has benefited from its pioneer status, but in a market that thrives on constant innovation, being first is no longer enough, especially when BYD has surpassed Tesla in the past year. Think about it simply. If a battery can charge in just a few minutes and dramatically expand driving range, the entire value proposition of owning a Tesla changes. Now, it's not just about performance, it's about keeping up with a new technological advancement that promises better efficiency, affordability, and reliability. The big question is not whether BYD's battery is better, but whether Tesla will be quick and visionary enough to maintain its lead.